Thank you, Sir Paul, and good evening to everyone. Kami po, pag-ikot lang, try to keep this as short as possible because really the purpose of tonight's gathering is not so much so that you'll hear from your local leaders, but really for us to hear from you, and for us to get to spend more time with you in a more casual and relaxed setting, so that of course you will be free and hopefully confident enough to express your concerns or any inputs or suggestions that you may have for the local government to do better, of course. But before anything else, let me just acknowledge a few individuals. Although na-mention naman ng kaniya, si Don Cecil earlier, completely recognize all of the dignitaries and honored guests that are here. Know that you just allow me to recognize further some people who have really made the ascenso that we have here in Osamis tangible. So first and foremost, while he is not with us today, let us recognize our hardworking Governor, Attorney Henry S. Molinal Sr. While wala man siya, he is represented ably by his First Lady, and of course, my mother, Attorney Pearl Grace Fernandez. Kung din siya nag-college, nag-usahay na din siya po-attend ng mga aning na activities. And of course, ang ato second district representative who really started the Ascenso Osamis change and development back in 2019, and now he is bringing it to the entire district two of Osamis Occidental. Our Congressman Sancho Fernando Andocarnal. He is accompanied by who he calls his number one fan, but ako kaglalis ko kay kita tanan, number one fan man sa ato congressman, di ba? So I guess more aptly described as his life partner, Dr. Races Sardin. Ako ang mga partners din sa local government unit of Osamis para pas-pas-pas, dili na lang nakang silatan sa Tagsaw Convention, but I ask all of them to stand up by and be recognized ang equally hardworking Osamis City Council, Vice Mayor Siglisha Bibineri, and our City Councilors. Please do stand up mga councilors. Usually, I really take the time to call on them individually, because they deserve as much. But karoon na po kami muna, we get to do more than that, and we have the chance to spend and to interact with them more. And kanina po ang City Council sa Osamis. So let me give you some numbers to emphasize how hardworking they really are. Since July 2022, when we assumed office as the Padayon Censo Osamis Administration, they have passed, made into law, 92 ordinances. Counting Pilacabog since July 2022, that's around 3 ordinances per month. Inanak din sila kapilihan. Ordinances they pass, hindi lang din para lang na kasulti sila na sila yung napasa ng ordinansa. Kagtog din yung mga ordinance na naging tangible impact, hindi lang sa barangays, hindi lang sa city, but also in the business sector. To name a few of the ordinances that they passed that is relevant sa atong mga business stakeholders, they were able to pass the ordinance that took away the fees for CCTVs, the ordinance that took away the health fees for non-health-related establishments. Recently, they passed the ordinance that unified the collection of fees sa inyong business permit application. Instead of adto pa mo magbayad ng fees sa tansa-tansa sa barangay, you can just do it now sa City Hall. They also passed recently the ordinance which granted tax amnesty to mga delinquent real property tax property owners up to a certain date. So, it shows that they really listen to and are aware of the concerns of their constituents. that they are able to pass and make into laws ordinances that are quite relevant to the city and all of the residents. Ato bakbakan ko sa I'm also happy to see some businesses that are here today, that were represented or were present or able to make it last year, which only shows the growing interest for Matuwang now annual Business Stakeholders Night. Sa akong halimbawa, we have one of the rising stars of the restaurant scene today sa Osambis, the owners of Stufa de Oro restaurant sa Malawa. If you are here, I think we're invited. May I please ask you to stand up so that you can be recognized? We sincerely hope that your establishment will also grow with the city. Kasi naanap natin yung Osambis. We help each other with support of God for the benefit of all Osambis. So nakita ko na even the HSO group of companies, aside from being represented by Attorney Pearl, it's also represented by its new procurement head, si Engineer Rene Acosta. Ato po recognize. Tuyugan siya karon sa iyang +1 and sometimes pro bono legal officer of HSO group of companies, my sister, none other than Attorney Althea Isabel Waminat Acosta. Atong partners sa both chambers, si Ma'am Elvie Tan and si Sir Kerwin C. Ato ang partners from the uniformed personnel, ato ang Osambis Police Station, headed by Police Colonel Harvey Abellanosa. Sir Harvey, ato ang partners from the team, and once again, to all the businessmen, to all the business stakeholders, all the employees of the LGU who are here today, a pleasant evening to all of you. So I'm really happy that we have this activity again tonight, and even happier that compared to last year, I see that there are more tables and more seats are filled. It's better attended. Because when this activity was conceptualized last year, we really wanted to assure you, our partners, not just in the economic development of the city, because your contributions don't just help the economy, but they help the city as a whole. We wanted to assure you that you have our gratitude. Your support to the city via your payment of the proper taxes goes a long way in making sure what we want for the city can actually happen or materialize. And more importantly, this activity was conceptualized so that all of you, business stakeholders and stakeholders of the city as a whole, are assured that we, your government, is a consultative one. We want you to be confident enough, to be comfortable enough, to be able to express your concerns to us, to give us your recommendations, to point to us points for improvements, rooted on the understanding that we know as your local leaders, we do not have a monopoly of all the good ideas to improve our city. And we understand that sometimes there are probably, don't want to say errors, but things that we do that could be better, but hindi naman makita because of course we are the ones acting on it. But kamo, the ones who are affected, mas mapansin at mabatik na ninyo. And even before the stakeholders night, we've really been trying to be that kind of government. Pag gusto na mo, mabati, and makasigurado yung mga anak. That's why we hosted this activity last year, and we're hosting it again today, where ang mga department heads sa city, ang mga city councilors na dire, not even ang mga partner government agencies, inyong makastorya, in a very relaxed environment. Later on, we will be going around, para express na ang inyong mga concerns. Last year, when we had this activity, we immediately convened a response committee after the activity para ma-make sure na itong inyong mga concerns matubag ay ma-address yung tanan. Kasi again, no, as long as ang inyong mga criticism or recommendations are not grounded on fake news, as long as they're grounded on actual facts, no, we will act on them. Because at the end of the day, you are the constituency that we serve. No? And we only want to serve you even better. We know we get the praises every now and then, but we understand that there's always room for improvement, and we want to hear that from you. And earlier, I think it was yesterday, si Sir Paul and si Councilor Cecil, they gave me a list, and ako i-open sa akong phone, of the concerns that they consolidated from last year and how we acted on it. I actually don't know if dapat if I should discuss them one by one. Kasi mataas na kayo, no? But sige na lang, because inahamon yung din kiandaman, and para na lang, pa-report din ako sa inyo, and mas makita ninyo concretely, katong ang mga nadawat sa inyo ang feedback last year, no? I-actionan nyo dahil na mo, kung unsay ang mga mabuhat, no? To address the concern, we really did. So number one on the list that they gave me, some of these concerns are quite minor, but sige na lang, no, is to clarify yung sa rules sa kaysa ng parking. No? Kinagang ng naglibog yung anak, no? I think it was a month after, nakapasa na dahil ng ordinance ang atong City Council to rectify it. So let's give a big round of applause for another concern is to improve ang business permit processing. No? Right now, I spent so much time talking to our CTO and our BPLS department talking about, okay, meron hindi maghihapon kayo, daghan maghihapon kayo para na-delay, daghan maghihapon na pending. No? But I think we owe it to our council at paghihapon and to our CTO head and our BPLS head. Bisa kung saan, there is a little improvement since last year because karon na-unify naman ang collection of payment, no? Karon na naman yung online processing. Karon, bisa kung saan, mas napaspas na ang processing time, no? But, that's one of the things that we want to hear from you tonight. Unsay specific case ninyo ang nasulayan, no? Unsay specific experience ninyo, para mag-gather na namo, and hopefully next year, no, ma-perfect na gina ang business permits. Another feedback, there's a lot of concern about how LGU employees perform and interact. Actually, kanina concern, no, medyo very deeply rooted ang cross-money. I just want to share, no, it's one of the problems that we, your leaders in the church, si Kong Anko also experienced this problem when he was mayor back in 2019. No? Frankly speaking, no, the City Hall is really one of the major weaknesses of Musami City. And I'll tell you why. The City Hall is composed of more than 1,100 employees, including the casual and job working employees. Kadaghanan sa mga regular employees natin sa City Hall, na point, before pa sa time ni Kong Anko. We went through 2 decades na ang recruitment sa City Hall ang makasulod, katulang suod sa appointing authority, wala yung eksakto ng qualification. So syempre, wala yung eksakto ng qualification, ang trabaho, the quality of the work, kung ang sige laban ng ulo ni ko, I know that's why laban ng ulo ni ko when he was mayor, that's why laban niya po ng ulo karon, and that's why when he was mayor, and I'm mayor now, siguro makatawag mo sa balita, makaulit-ulit, nag-alas 8 na, nag-alas 9 na. Because the work, sometimes kailangan kami na lang mo sa loob. But how did we deal with that? Hearing your concerns, already started professionalizing the recruitment in the City Hall. Na kung on-site process, nag-lay down sa atuang mga los, dituman yun na, no? To make sure na itong mga mag-apply at makasunod, katulad yung mga qualified na kabalo sa trabaho na kinahanglan sa posisyon na i-apply. And I also want to share with you that when I make the appointment, when the papers are submitted to me, ang muni ang mga list of applicants. I actually cover the names. Tanawon lang na ako unsay score nila from the TSD. Tanawon lang na ako unsay feedback na bahin sa ilaha. To take away my personal biases as well. To make sure na katong ako ang mamili, dilitong suod na ako, dilitong kaila na ako, pagkatugong based on the performance, based sa feedback, sa mga nag-interview sa ilaha, katugong ang ngayon na makatabang sa City Hall. So this is how we address your concern about the personnel sa City Hall. We professionalize the recruitment, and even further, we're looking at how to improve the skills, upskilling ng mga LG employees by sending them to the appropriate seminars. And when we send them to seminars, pinapili po na ito, nakatulang seminar na katabang yun, hindi pong seminar lang para maglakan lang sila kung maaman ng seminar ng code. You also raised the concern about lacking street lights, the boundary sa city center, sa more urban area na to. No, that concern has already been addressed because last February, no, na-bid out na ang street lighting na to dito sa Central Business District. And before the end of the first quarter of 2025, no, masuga na lang ang magpasuga sa atuang mga city roads here in the current center of Pusaran City. There was a suggestion coming from you na from this activity last year na mag-develop or mag-host of night market tapad sa atuang Asenso Osamis Wellness Park every weekend. No? Immediately after this kaning activity last year, month after, we did that night market because we realized that's true, that's a good suggestion. Daghang pagkabagan ng mga small businesses ana. And I want to share with you, since you recommended that we start a night market, and we started that night market, ang atuang mga small business owners na participate in our weekend night market, they started in April, ongoing sila every weekend. Ang ilang total load collectively na income na is 25 million pesos. That's a lot of help sa mga small business owners of some small. No, was it became an additional contribution. Continue making barangay markets across the different barangays in Osamis City to address your concern about anang hawking, about anang kumbaga medyo unfair competition na mamalikat sa speech. No, because kaya lang po mamalikat dapat sa mga barangay markets nila, katong mga small-time farmers dito in the upland barangays. Actually, this is still quite a long list. No? So, dili na lang nila po. This one is important. You asked about our CLUP. No? Actually, for all intents and purposes, the CLUP of Osamis City is already approved. And mo naman meron na makakuha ang gina-implement na ron. But for formal requirements, kahulat po magbuka the final approval sa province. No? While it's approved in the city, we're waiting for the approval of the province. But because we are already assured that this LUP is really a democratic one, nag-iagi na po sa eksaktong proseso after we came up with a document. Last year, iuling pa rin namin ang document sa both chambers so that you can give your inputs, so that we can accommodate pa kung sabi ito ang mga change na mga request to change. Katong kaya ma-accommodate, isulot na ito. No? And now, katong final document which went through an additional consultation sa both chambers, no, muna na ako ang dibasihan whenever na ay mga applications dinikaroon sa Osamis. If ang old CLUP inconsistent sa new one, then while wala man approve sa province ako ang current CLUP, no, you can just ask for an SUP, which was born again by the feedback coming from you, no, and we will approve it as long as the use that you will be the use for the land will be consistent with the new CLUP as approved by the city. Now, so for example, if you have property in Baladero, sa old CLUP, agriculture siya, but sa new CLUP, commercial na siya. Now, if you want to make a commercial establishment there, pag dinig pa, wala. May CCPDO, dinig pa, wala pa na-approve ang bago na CLUP sa probinsya, sa government, just ask for an SUP, a special use permit, and if it's consistent with the new CLUP, like an example sa Baladero, commercial, we will be approving it. I know the council will be approving it. So, dinanaman nito ako sa konti, taas-taas pa ilang list of concerns and how we address it. But the point is, that's how much we value your feedback. That's how much we value your input. And we're having this activity again today to encourage you to please continue to do so. Kung naamoy nakita ang tanaw ninyo, dilim ayaw, let us know. Kung naamoy nakita ang tanaw ninyo, uy, pwede ba lang nato ma-improve, let us know. No, I think we have enough forum, we have enough opportunities for you to express to us. No? I'm very happy that both chambers of commerce active kayo sila whenever na ay mga consultations. So mga ordinance may pag-take up sa council. But you don't even have to force ang inyong feedback sa ilahan. No? Feel free to let, you can let any of the park councilors know, you can let any of the department heads know, they are strategically distributed to each table here. And we will talk about that, we will read the response committee again, para ma-identify kung saan ito maka-actionan, ma-actionan na po tayo. And basta we continue to work together, I think we can really achieve the ascenso that we aspire for our city. And it's already showing some fruit. Before, we were a third-class city. Karon, no? Because of your support, and I mean it, it's because of your support, because the classification of the cities dependent on the local income. We get majority of our local income from the taxes that the businessmen pay. Because of your support, in some Canada was a second-class city. And I want to explain to you what the relevant is. And income classification, think of it as like training wheels. The lower your income classification, training wheels are like. The lower income classification, the bigger your training wheels are. So, ako yung mga training wheels, mas dilit ka matumba, pero masina yung mga dagan. No? Masina yung mga asenso. The higher income classification, medyo you're left more on your own, wala na kayo support from the national government, kung una ako, masusunod from the local government. But because it's a smaller training wheel, no, mas pastas ka, mas pwede sa padagat, mas malayo tayo magtuon. How is that applicable or realistically? The higher income classification, the bigger the size of land that we get to reclassify. And in a city like Osamis, na daghan kayo o agricultural land, kung mas daghan tag-reclassify into commercial, that means mas daghan pwede mong putalan sa inyong mga businesses. No? Kung mas daghan agricultural land na mag-convert into industrial, no? That will make us more open for industries to come in. So the higher classification will make it a bit more difficult on the part of the local government unit. But it will make it easier for us at the same time, no, to attract investors, no, for the development of our city. And also, certainly, increase investors, increase jobs, no, better state of living for our constituents. No. And I want to assure you that this kind of governance will continue even though, no, starting July, you will already have a different mayor. No? This is something that us in Team Ascenso, no, really want to implement religiously. Now, like we share, kami, no, in Team Ascenso Pinoy, we're trying to veer away from personality-based politics. And kami sa council, city councilors, we discussed this a lot, that how we're trying to push for a more party-based politics. Na leadership, or rather more party-based brand of service. Na leadership, hindi ka lang nakadepende kung sa'yo gusto, kung sa'yo tumong sa kapolitiko, but rather kung sa'yo ideology sa party. And what is the ideology of Asencio Pinoy? No. Asencio Pinoy, we aspire for, or we push for, one of our prioritizations is maintain a peace and order, no? Focus on infrastructure, social services, education, agriculture, made possible through good governance and a proper management of our fiscal resources. Part of good governance is making sure that the people, the constituency is heard, no, ang mga concerns sa mga stakeholders, ma-address. And because we want lagi nga party-based service na hindi na personality-based politics. Even if I will no longer be the mayor, no, this coming July, no, as long as the city official will still be a member of the party, Asencio Pinoy, the brand of service will still be the same. No, and hindi maging mo angay mabalaka, no, sa official, no, na mo ipahamo kay endorse sa inyo ha, because he has already proven himself a bit more in the background, no, to be a performer for us here in Osami City. He has served as city administrator not just during my term, but all the way back from the term of Comando when he was mayor. During that time, panahon nga, he headed two different departments, the City Ad and the City Legal Department. During the current administration, there was a time that he headed three different departments. The City Ad, the City Legal, and the Human Resources Department. That only goes to show what he is capable of. And I'm sure, daghan sa inyo ha, at that time, 2019, nakapamunta na or nakasulti, kung Ando at that time when he was mayor was just 26 years old. Nakapamunta na siguro yun sa Manila. Bata pa man si Mayor Ando, pero nakaperforman. And I'm sure, I also assumed as mayor, he also had that questions. This is the first time Mayor Indy is entering politics. How sure are we that he can perform? Where we are, I think we've shown it, and you might ask, giunsa considering first term. Of course, one of the answers is that we have a strong and very capable city administrator at that time, who in the coming months will already be ready to serve you as our mayor, none other than Attorney Sam Marcos. Siguro, ulap sa program, bago niya, at siguro sa amin yung ako na ito, to confirm what I have been saying, that this consultative brand of governance will continue during his leadership. But before I call on him, gusto na lang po magpasalamat, because this is the probably the last stakeholders night where I will be speaking in front of you as our mayor. I want to thank you really for the support. Ako ang dimension actually how much ang taxes yung dibayad ninyong business stakeholders over the past years since July 2022. Ako na lang kung di ma-appeal ang real property taxes na na-collect sa city since that time. Your support, in the form of taxes, amounted to over 760 million pesos. So I want to thank you for entrusting the local government with that money, for entrusting us to put it to good use. And gusto na lang po na ako i-report, using only 3 priority programs of the local government, yun sa nato paggamit. With your local taxes amounting to 760 million pesos, 211 million pesos was used for the free hospitalization, free medication, and free funeral services program. Local funds lang, wala mailabot ang dozens of billions na ihatag nito ang pagpatabang ng program. Let's give a round of applause. of your 760 million pesos in local taxes paid to the local government, 80 million of that was spent to fund our 800 college scholars. Sa one family, one second. And again, this is local funds. Walang kailangan suporta. Ihatag ni Go Henry and Ibang Ando. Your local taxes was also used to fund almost 1.2 billion pesos worth of infrastructure projects. And at sa tulong na programs na ako ang dimension, but siguro nakita na ninyo, ang local taxes pinabayad since 2022, 760 million pesos. But with the 3 programs I mentioned, that's already more than 1.4 billion. So I mentioned those numbers to show you na inyo ang ibayad na local taxes with just 3 priority programs of the local government. Naulit na sa Usamis noon twofold. From 760, 1.4 billion for just 3 priority programs. And I can assure you that during the term of Attorney Sam, with the support of course also of Vice Mayor Bibi and the rest of the councilors, that kind of service will continue. And I thank you again for the support you have given for the past 3 months. And pwede na ako sa taon para mag-doon na ninyo ngayon yung assurance na yapon nga klase ng pag-contribution. Let's give a big round of applause and we listen to our incoming City Mayor, Attorney Sam Orman.